And I do believe that Khalid has his oldest sister with him here today. That's her because she's smiling. Would you please stand up and tell us your name?
I'm Khadija Longfishera.
Thank you. Please welcome her. Thank you. Next on our program are the reflections of our chapter president, Mr. Fred E. Thompson. And so please give him a hand as he approaches the podium.
Good morning.
They say reflections, which means looking at the past. I don't want to look at the past today. I want to look at the future. Right now, the future is sitting here in front of me. You guys have done an excellent job to get where you're at today. And I want you guys to give yourselves a hand. I went to a national conference for a community network. And one of the seminars that I attended was the be CEO of you. You guys are on the road to become the CEO of you. You have to invest in yourself in order to make roads into becoming adults. The fact that you studied hard and then actually applied to college, and most of you have been accepted, I would assume, have been accepted to college, you're on the road to become productive adults. We need, in the black community, productive adults, males and females. So often you guys are stereotyped as being negative, disrespected. You're not. Most folks feel that you're not loved. You're loved because this is the labor of love that we do every year. We've been doing for the past 5 years. We believe in investing in our youth. We believe in the promise that you folks hold for our future, because without you, we have no future. So many bright faces. All I can say is congratulations. Do the best that you can do. Study hard. And do well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fred. At this time, we are going to jump past the musical serenade. Aaron Edie had to leave and get back up on the campus of UConn. I am instead going to tell you a little bit about our major individual benefactor, and he is the reason that so many of you are sitting here in the front 3 rows today. About 5 years ago, because this is the 5th year, 5 years ago we had an event in downtown New Haven, and Mr. Carlton Highsmith, the founder and CEO of the Specialized Packaging Group, which is headquartered here in Hamden, Connecticut, and had at that time manufacturing sites all over the United States. I believe there were 8 of them. He was our keynote speaker at an event. Larry J. Mays had recently died suddenly. And when Mr. Highsmith returned to his seat from the keynote address, and he realized that we wanted to name our, until then, unnamed scholarship after Larry J. Mays, because he was just such a wonderful man and a big, big proponent of education. Mr. Highsmith asked if he could retake the podium. He did, and he announced that night that he was pledging $5,000 for the next 5 years to our newly named, right that moment named, Larry J. Mays Scholarship Fund. So please, he is not here with us now, and as a matter of fact, we always have a name badge ready and waiting for him. We understand he is very busy, and I spoke with his executive assistant earlier this week, and lo and behold, the man has retired. But you all will benefit from his generosity and from his sense of giving back to the community from whence he came. He did not give the money to some other kids. He gave the money to children that might benefit that community network, our organization of African American telecommunications professionals might award it to. Let me tell you just how bad he is. As if that's not enough. He gave that money 5 years ago. Do you know that to today, I have never spoken to him since? Do you know what that means? You know anybody, if they give you $20, they just worry you? Do you know anybody like that? Maybe one person, just one person. Can you imagine a man that would give an organization $25,000 and trust that it would get in the hands of children that community network African American telecommunications professionals? Do we have the picture? Okay. He didn't make any stipulations. He trusted that that money would go to you. He trusted that we would disperse that money to you. He trusted that we would know who to give it to. This year, because of his $5,000 pledge, his generosity, we are able to assist even more children. This year, I believe there are about 40 some odd of you in Connecticut that will benefit from the generosity of Mr. Carlton Highsmith, now the retired founder and CEO of the Specialized Packaging Group, now called, because he has sold his company, he's retired, SPG Paperworks, Inc. When you hear it, let a light bulb go off somewhere. When you go back out into the lobby at the conclusion of the service, I'm calling it service, at the conclusion of the program, you will see that some of the volunteers have arranged some flat fold boxes of all the paper products that Mr. Highsmith's company was responsible for manufacturing. They're things that you see on your local grocery store shelves. So when you support us, and we support you, and you in turn purchase those items, and you'll see samples out in the lobby, you are indirectly helping yourself. Okay? On top of that, this is some more good news. AT&T Foundation has just initiated a matching funds program. So you know what, 5,000, and we got a dollar for dollar match. Okay? So this is where the monies come from this year, and you all are a special group because this year we have monies that Mr. Highsmith's initial $5,000, AT&T is matching that for us retroactive. You with me? That is why there are so many of you sitting in the first 3 rows left and right. Okay? And it all goes back to Mr. Highsmith's generosity. Prior to his pledge, we used to give out about $1,000, I think it was, Linda? $1,000, and we would just split that straight down the center, $500 to 2 students. And I'm going to tell you, you all are so bad If we had to take this money this year, as some have suggested, and split it down to two, it would have been like that biblical story when people had to split their baby. Because that's how bad all of you are. And that's how difficult we had, the time we had trying to decide who would benefit from Mr. Highsmith's pledge and the AT&T Foundation Matching Funds Program. So again, and it may seem redundant to you, but we want to celebrate you. Clap your hands and give yourselves a hand because parents, y'all did a wonderful job. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, a wonderful job. Our small but committed committee had a very difficult time. This year we had the most money, and naturally, we had the most applicants because we got the word out. And so when you go back home, remember to personally thank that teacher, that assistant principal, that guidance counselor, the neighbor down the street, the person in the store, the lady on the usher board, whoever told you about the AT&T Community Network Connecticut Chapter Larry J. Mays Scholarship, you now owe them a big, big thanks. Thank you very much. I can go on and on. Linda told you all about Larry. Larry was just dear to all of our hearts. I wish you had had a chance to meet him. I just want to read you something very briefly about Mr. Highsmith. And a lot of it has been said before. This scholarship fund is generously supported by our major independent benefactor, local African-American businessman Carlton Highsmith, founder and CEO, now retired, of the Specialized Packaging Group. In years past, his business has ranked in the top as one of the top 100 Black-owned and operated American businesses as cited by the Black Enterprise magazine. And that's an annual issue. I believe it came out in July. And especially those of you who are entertaining thoughts of going into business, who want to be wealthy, or just want to know how to get there, get a subscription to the Black Enterprise magazine. Thank you very much. And at this time, we will make our scholarship award presentations. And I know you just can't wait because you've done the math, and you've been calling, and you just can't wait. We thank you. These are humble, community-based awards. They should not affect your financial aid packages. And we are all set. If we could have all of the committee members, I have a few committee members, and I have Mrs. Audrey Barr. If you'll give her a hand, she's a recent retiree of AT&T. She's from Bridgeport, Connecticut. She's real shy. Thinks she's going to sit back there and she's going to come on up. And is B. Bush in the house yet? Okay. Marvina Baskin, as you know, suffered a tragedy earlier this summer. She is like one of my right-hand women. She's unable to be with us today. At this time, I'm going to ask Gabriel, please give him a hand, Gabriel Abdul Kareem and Kenny Benton Brooks, who, along with Linda Griffin, were our technical people this morning, and they are young people, and they're able to do what I cannot do with that laptop and Proxima and all that business that y'all know how to work. So thank you very much. You want to say it again? Here, I have Sharice Smith with us today. Sharice, if you would say hello. I have Stephanie Freeman here today. If you would say hello, give her a hand. Next to her, I have an AT&T employee, Tanya Bell. Give her a hand. Do I have any other? Stephanie, did I do you? Do I have our $24 annually? We're going to move right along with our program now. Students, when you hear your name, if you would kindly come up and form a line. Gabriel, we're going to turn that off now. And Mrs. Barr, looks like we will go back over there because that's matriculating college students. These are students who are already in college, and this is the first year that because of the generosity and the matching, that we are able to help students who are already in college. So we have Mr. Duncan. He is accepting for his daughter, Bianca Duncan, who is already back down in Washington, D.C. at an HBCU. You know which one it is. Howard University. Give him a hand.
Sure.
Oh, Mr. Duncan.
Yes, let me work. I'm also sorry.
It'll reach. Thank you. It'll reach. That cord about tall as I am. Mr. Strickland, do you need us?
We're good. We're good.
Okay, thank you. From Bridgeport, Connecticut. I'm sorry. Several years ago, you know that television comedy series, Moving On Up? What's the name of that? The Jeffersons. I'm sorry, but this young lady is a past recipient, and she's also a matriculating student. Audra Barr. They no longer live in Bridgeport. Not that they're moving on up, they just moved on out. So they live now, she lives in Waterbury, Connecticut. I stand corrected. Please welcome Audra Barr.
I go to Naugatuck Valley Community College.
Thank you. Eniko Jones. Eniko Jones has left for the summer. He is a member of the football team at Georgetown University in Washington, D.C. He is such an appreciative young man. He is a very appreciative young man. And whenever we can, we help him. Okay. Thank you.
Sarpong. We have Alma Serheen Sarpong.
And her stepmother, Virginia Stevenson, will accept for her. And I hope Virginia will let me just say some things about Alma. Alma is not here today because she's at work. Alma arrived in this country about 2 years ago from West Africa, Ghana. She's a Ghanaian. She's bad. No one tell you why she's bad. You know she's bad anyway because she got cousin. But on top of that, She came here and didn't know English. You understand? She did not speak English. 2 years later, she has graduated from the New Haven Public School System, and she is a student at Gateway Community College, and she speaks English. Do you hear me? In 2 years. In 2 years. Okay? So we have an award for Alma, and Virginia Stevenson, our organization treasurer, is going to accept that for her. Be ye ever ready. Okay, thank you all. And we're going to ask you to sit down now, but we will have you to come back up, please.
Okay, now we're going to the regular book awards.
Our regular book awards at this time.
Marcel Brown.
Marcel Brown, he is the brother of our Connecticut delegate to our national conference about, when did Connecticut host the National Community Network Conference? 2005, thank you Linda and Virginia. His sister, Joshelle, was our Connecticut delegate at that time. Marcel, come on over. And Mrs. Audrey is going to present you with your check, and we thank you.
I graduated from Metropolitan Business Academy, and I'm going to Western Connecticut State University.
Thank you. Ashley Beal, I believe Ashley Beal is joining us from Bridgeport, Connecticut. She's a student at Colby Cathedral High School. Please tell us, since I remembered where you came from, tell us where you're going.
I'm going to St. John's University, Queens, New York.
All right, thank you.
Tatiana Biddle.
Tatiana is celebrating her 18th birthday today, and she is unable to be with us.
Deanna Brooks.
Deanna Brooks has already went to school. Oh, and just in case you're thinking, we are not related, other than we are cousins, regular cousins. I just met her when she submitted the application, and as a matter of fact, I emailed her back. I said, are we some kind of kin? But we're not, as far as we know, and she's from the northern part of the state. Not that that means it wouldn't be related, but she's not my cousin. And so she's not here, and I do not recall which school she has headed off to, but she's on campus.
Amber Craddock.
Amber Craddock is from Bridgeport, Connecticut. And I don't see Amber, I don't know Amber, but since no one's standing up, Mrs. Barr, I guess she's not here.
We have Chanel Howell.
Chanel Howell is not with us this morning, but her mom, Joan Howell, a current AT&T employee, is here to accept in her stead. And her baby brother, Dominic. Tell us where she is.
Where is your sister going?
She's going to Eastern Connecticut State University.
All right. Thank you.
Shanice Johnson.
Shanice Johnson. I haven't seen Shanice this morning, and Shanice was very excited. I am certain she must have had something very important to do. And can't remember where Shanice is going. Shanice is from the New Haven Public School System. I don't remember which college she is going to.
Amber Jones.
Thank you, Amber. Hi, Amber. Please introduce.
My name is Amber Jones. I graduated from New Haven Academy and I'm going to UConn Historic Campus.
Jasmine McFadden.
Jasmine McFadden can't be with us today, and we'll move right on. Do we have another category, or are we still with us?
Danielle McDonald.
Danielle McDonald is from, here she is. Good morning, Danielle. While she makes her way here, let me tell you that the last time I saw Danielle, that's why I didn't know who she was. When I saw her last time, she was, Auntie, how old was she? Probably about, yeah, about 8, child. You're getting old. Now tell us what school you are coming from and where you are going.
I graduated from Stratford High School and I'm going to Central Connecticut State University.
Amber Moy.
Amber Moy, I believe, is part of our trio of winners who is safely ensconced on the campus of Howard University.
Micah Nelson Keenan.
Her mother is supposed to be here too, except for her, Lynn Nelson Fox. Micaiah is also at Howard University. Give her a hand. I believe that they went last week.
DeJones Tally.
She's from North Haven High School. Good morning. Tell us where you're headed.
I am going to the University of Massachusetts Amherst in like 2 weeks.
This one, station name.
Portia Belushma.
If I'm not pronouncing your name right,
Charge it to our head and not our heart.
not to the heart.
Tell us where you're coming from.
Hi everyone, I'm coming from Career and I will be attending Southern in fall.
Very good.
Diamond Wen.
Diamond Wynn is coming to us all the way from, is it Middletown, Diamond? Nice to meet you. Tell us what school you came from and where you go.
I came from Middletown High School and next Wednesday I'll be going to Yale University in New Jersey.
Oh, we got cousins there, girl. Okay.
Our next category.
Is this another category? Okay, so can we get you all close together so that Mr. Ficklin of the Ficklin Media Group can get your picture? And just touch one another. That's what he means. Get if I could have a